movie show. It's the show where we go to the theater and we see new movies. Unfortunately, today we saw the film
Blackhat.
53 PC. What is it?
53 PLC. He got 53
53
PLC. Oh.
Guys, this movie is all about Chris Hemsworth.
It's about Thor learning how to use a computer in Asia.
Somehow it is to be believed that the handsome man, Chris Hemsworth, is a hacker. And he spent most of his life in front of a computer screen learning how to hack, apparently.
Then he went to prison.
And then he's the only man that can help
The world.
And if he doesn't help, we're in trouble.
For a reason.
This movie was directed by Michael Mann, and this man directed one of the greatest movies called Heat, which is a fantastic movie.
That's a great movie. He also did Collateral.
I
right?
don't know.
Oh, well, mate. Yeah, he did.
Collateral, yeah,
Nods
did
agreeing.
Collateral.
Yeah, and I love Collateral.
I want to feel like this movie was sitting at the studio, and they were like, oh man, we need someone to direct this thing. What are we gonna do? And Michael Mann's like, I need a bigger boat than the one I currently have, and I don't want to dig into my money, so let me make a movie with these guys so I can make a movie solely to get this boat I want.
And maybe to work with Chris Hemsworth.
Maybe. I mean, Michael Mann could probably work with Christmas Commerce one time in his career once he makes a great script. The movie's all about hacking. And if you know what that is, then you'll be very entertained throughout the entire film, as Sam and I were. During the film, I'd like to say that I started to count the lights that were on in the theater and for us to see the seats.
It was really entertaining to listen to the other people move their bags, like their bags of candy and popcorn. I also started counting ceiling tiles, and I went out to ask when the movie would end.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't.
And you came back and said 130. You said the movie's 135 minutes, and we both sank into our seats.
I have never been so bored in a movie theater before.
And that's the thing. I love movies.
I love movies too.
And movies are my life. They're my passion. I collect them. I love them. They make me feel good. I just love the escapism. You know this if you've seen my reviews before. I love movies. So I give movies the proper respect that they deserve upon entering a theater. Even if it's a movie that's like, oh man, I know this is gonna be a piece of shit. I know this is gonna be bad. There's a lot of movies where I go in with a bias, thinking this is gonna be really bad.
Yeah, no.
But the second I put my ass down in the seat, I always, in my head, think, give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it'll be good. You know, put aside all that bullshit and just enjoy it and see what happens.
That's how I am too. No, you have to.
I always do it.
You have to, because why would you pay for the movie then?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I also need to make note that the only movie I've ever fallen asleep in, ever, and I've seen thousands of movies in the movie theater. In Serenity.
Really?
Yes, it's the only movie I ever fell asleep in, and it was because we were invited to a screening, and it was like big sci-fi blockbuster movie, and we all thought it was gonna be Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And so we were like, fuck yeah, let's go see the third Star Wars movie for free. And then we got in the theater, and I was already kind of tired, and then they were like, we're seeing Serenity! And I had never seen Firefly before.
So you're kind of...
So I was like, I don't know what this is. And so I tried, and I was very tired, and I fell asleep. That's the only movie I've ever fallen asleep in, ever, and it was because I was really tired. This movie, I fell asleep for at least 15 minutes in the beginning.
I saw you fall asleep, and then I wish I could have fallen asleep too, but I had a Red Bull before we went inside, and that was the worst mistake I've ever made. I couldn't.
You couldn't. You were locked.
I couldn't walk out. I couldn't do anything. I had to try to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Whatever this was.
Yeah. I started to actually watch the extras. Like, I've never done that before. And I started, like, there was this very pivotal scene in the movie where they're sitting around, like, a dinner table and they're discussing very important plot aspects.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, listening and then thinking, I don't give a shit about what's being said right now. I don't give one flying fuck about what is being said. So I started to watch the extras eating in the background, and I was like, oh, that guy just looked at the camera. Oh man, that guy, what's he talking about? I wonder.
started paying attention. I was like, wow, they're watching horse racing in China. That's
Yeah,
cool. I didn't know they
yeah.
liked that over there.
Yeah.
I wonder what other sports
Man,
they
that
like
food
there.
looks really good that they're
Yeah.
eating in that scene in that little Chinese marketplace. Ooh, it looked like a little dumpling or something.
Look
I
how
wanna
pretty
eat that.
Indonesia is. Like, they're talking right now, but I don't really want to pay attention
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
the thing. It's a great documentary about China. If you want to see the sights and look at some beautiful sights, it was shot digitally too, so there were certain action sequences, especially in the daylight, that just looked really bad. It just looked like, I mean, I don't know, man. Chris Hemsworth is great. I really like, I like Chris Hemsworth a lot.
Me
I like
too.
him in Cabin in the Woods. I like him as Thor.
I liked him in Rush. Go see Rush.
I didn't see Rush.
Rush
I
is
didn't
very
see
good,
Rush.
but oh my god, he's so boring.
It didn't capture my interest whatsoever. It was just really boring. The hacking stuff could have been at least funny and like laughable, but it was just too boring to be laughable.
And it was almost, they made it like, in movies when you hack, they always make it look so simple because like, oh, they're experts, they know what they're doing.
Right.
But in this, they're like, oh, it's drag and drop.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
they can just do this? Like, oh, you're gonna hack into the NSA? It's like,
Right.
oh, that's super easy, just trick them into doing this. And it's like,
It's just one of those things where I'm done with it, bored of it, sick of it. And I'm talking about Lee's ass. Lee, I'd rather. That's true. That's true. One day I maybe won't see your ass as frequently, Lee, and I don't like that.
thank you.
Anyway,
What also,
I don't know. Maybe it's the mood I'm in today. I don't know.
No,
It's
I
just
don't
bad.
think so. I was really trying to stay up and like positive about this movie because I'm like, maybe it's for a different type of audience. So I'm like, okay, let me get in that mindset. But at the same time, I was just like, no, I shouldn't have to do that for this action hacker thriller movie. As it was advertised, it was not what it was advertised.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, it just, I don't know. But look, if you're into these kind of movies, you like these action movies, these hacker movies, these kind of like plot-driven, character-driven.
I wouldn't
think
say
it's any of that.
I wouldn't
It's
say
none of
character
that.
driven. They make weird decisions in the movie that like a normal human wouldn't make. Also, what was up with the sound? Like there were
Yeah, the
points,
dubbing. It was like dubbed or something.
It was almost as if they only recorded a few lines and everything else was just really loud, so they went back and
Or
dubbed
may-
it later, and everything was just off. Like the Chinese, the English, everybody, and like audio would drop out at weird points.
Yeah. Maybe they filmed the movie one way and then they watched it and they're like, oh shit, this is really bad. And they're like, let's try to redub it.
Because we don't have enough time to
And
go
make it better.
refilm this. So we did that.
I honestly have nothing else to say about this movie.
I
did not have a good time.
No.
I want it on the record that I wanted to see Paddington. I wanted to go see Paddington because I like Paddington Bear. I watched the stop motion Paddington Bear when I was a kid, and the movie looks like it's at least one of those like kind of cute. Paddington looks cute as
It
hell.
looks
I just want to
cute.
see cute bears.
I
like bears.
really, really wish that we had seen Paddington
I like-
instead of this movie.
Really thought about sneaking out of this one to go into Paddington, but I didn't want to miss the beginning of Paddington.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
It
And
would
like,
have sucked really bad.
I am disappointed because I know that people are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, you're being too harsh." Like, because the ad for this, the trailer looks great.
Sure.
It
I
looks
didn't even
like-
see the trailer.
It looks like a
I didn't see the
cyber
trailer.
thriller with like, okay, Thor, like Chris Hemsworth's gonna like
Yeah.
stretch his acting
Yeah.
muscle and try something new. That's not what this is.
Yeah,
They
no.
even make a Thor joke, which I don't think is intentional, but they do make a big hammer
I mean,
joke.
it was just real bad, though. I don't know. And guys, I want you to know too, if you feel like this is very harsh or whatever. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't know anything about the movie at all. But as I was leaving, DJ was like, "I've heard it's not bad." So I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's all I need. That's all I need to like at least sit and enjoy it." And I honestly, within the first 15 minutes of the movie, I was just completely done. I was like, "This is not."
I thought it was like gonna be a slow start, but then it just gets slower.
There's a couple
and
of action
slower.
sequences in the movie that are interesting to look at, but they're just, it's dead action.
Yeah, no, it's
just
so
like-
dead. It so doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
It's
Like
just, yeah, I don't know.
during that whole action, every single action scene, people were making decisions that a normal person who is in like fight or flight mode would not make.
Right.
There were things like,
Yeah, people standing in the clear view of bullets.
yeah, Like
in the clear,
20 feet away from like an automatic machine
with
gun.
no cover at all.
None whatsoever.
Like,
and
what
like,
do you expect's gonna happen at that point?
I don't know, and he's trying to make it realistic, which was kind of cool, I guess, but it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the only good thing I can say about it is that the film was kind of like, when it was like brutal and violent, it was, because there were like many violent moments.
Yes, and when those happened, you knew they were going to happen. You could tell when they were going to happen, and they were well executed when they did.
Right.
But you could see where it was coming from.
But some of the more violent moments were shocking. I was like, where did that come from? That was just really strange. But anyway, okay, look. We watched the movie, we didn't like it, and others saw it as well. What were the scores that Rotten Tomatoes gave it?
From Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it, for right now, as we are looking at it, a 31%, and the audience gave it a 39%. That's about fair.
Okay, I'm looking at IMDb right now, and the score is 5.4 out of 10.
Out of 10. That's generous, I think.
So,
that's generous.
Look, ladies who are watching this, if you like Chris Hemsworth, you want to see his muscles, you want to see a handsome man running around, go see the movie. Why not? That's why most people are seeing it anyway, to see Chris Hemsworth.
Sure,
right?
yeah, you could do that.
If you want to see some violence, maybe stay home and watch RoboCop.
Yeah, maybe just watch Thor.
Watch Thor.
Maybe there's violence in that. There's abs
There's
in
not
that.
as much violence, but if you want to see like intense violence, why don't you watch Dead Alive or something?
There you go. Watch something else. Don't go watch this in the theaters. Go watch it at home.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this show. Sorry about the
being
intense.
a little negative,
I mean, but what
I
just got to be truthful to myself.
True.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was very bored.
I was
and that's
super bored.
And that's the beauty of humanity. We all have our own opinions.
Tweet at us about reasons why you did like it. Maybe we missed something.
Maybe we missed something.
Maybe something flew over our heads.
Also,
like there was something going through it, like a through line.
Comment section.
Yeah,
in the
look at
video.
that.
Let's talk down there. Tell me what I missed. What did I miss?
I wish I liked this movie.
I wanted to at least enjoy it, and I didn't even enjoy it.
No, my God.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Steve.
That's
53.
53 PLC. 53 PLC. 53 PLC. 53 PLC. 53 PLC.